Are we good?
We're good.
Right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my channel. This is our show, Let's Get Real. And I'm Roshika from Ignite Your Soul with Roshika. With me on the panel, I have Ashley from Be Coached by Ashley. Welcome, Ashley. I have Vicky from Better Outcomes Coaching. Welcome, Vicky.
Thank you.
It's a bit delayed. I have David from Fusion Life Coaching. Welcome, David.
Thank you.
Our topic today is boundaries. What are boundaries and why is it important? So we'll start with you, David.
Thank you. So boundaries are an important place in our life. They You use them throughout the day. You use them throughout your life. Um, they can be really, really soft, simple boundaries, like having a boundary in your home where you got to take off your shoes. To some hard-hitting ones like, no, I'm not going to date you because you smoke, which I know is going to get a lot of people offside, but these people have to have these respectful boundaries. Not everybody's into smokers. Not everybody's into smoking. So, you know, it's give or take. So, with that said, let's keep going around. We'll get some more insight from some people, and we'll move on.
I like your smoking analogy. I have to agree with you. And you know what? It's not because I'm anti-smokers. I can be out in a crowd with smokers, it's fine. But if I'm going to date somebody, and there's a little personal story with this. I love that you raised that. If I'm going to date someone, I need to know that they care enough about themselves to be in a relationship with me. That's my boundary. That's my self-care, because I don't want to be with somebody who doesn't care enough about themselves to do that, because what else does that mean, right? So I mean, some people might still disagree, but that's my value system. And I think this is interesting segue, how values and beliefs tie into boundaries, and even more so needs, right? So if we feel emotional about something, it's often because a need isn't being met, and a need is not met often because we haven't got our boundary in place. And I love that we're having this conversation today, because how do we be our best version of ourselves if we can't communicate what we need? And that's how I see a boundary. Some people say, oh, boundaries are really tough, and you have to be aggressive and make sure people do what you need them to do. But actually, I think a boundary is an expression of self-love and a way to express what your needs are. It's not even, you expect somebody else to treat you in a certain way. It's just that you treat yourself that way.
Absolutely, and it is about self-love in that response, because it's also what you can communicate about yourself as well. It's like, so when I was going out into the single world and going on speed dating and things like that, I had my boundaries all formulated, all set. So no, I wasn't dating smokers. No, I cannot have kids anymore. And no, I'm only dating from a certain distance away. So for me, they were my boundaries. And, you meet all types of people when you're doing that sort of thing. And yeah, so it was really interesting to get feedback on it, and that. So yeah, it. So there's some of the harder boundaries you can have in your life, and that allows you to overcome certain different things. But you can also have soft ones set in your life around who you meet, what sort of people you want to hang around, what quality of life you want to have.
I think the harder questions would be if you have to create boundaries around people that are in your close circle.
Yeah. Like what? Do you have an example?
Like if you have friends or family, and then you need to create boundaries.
For what purpose?
Those are difficult.
Come on, share. What kind of boundary would you need to set?
If you're not someone who wants to socialize a lot and you don't want to be part of that particular setting, saying no can be difficult. I think a lot of people find difficulty in expressing that. To me, a few years back, I thought boundaries was just saying no to situations, but that's not how it is. You know, I recently discovered that boundaries is you can stop it from getting it to a point in a situation. Like we discussed about red flags, I didn't know about that. So I think boundaries is quite big. If we go deeper, for people who actually started after self-love, boundaries is a big topic for me, definitely.
Yeah. And also knowing what your needs are. Because to your point, you can go so far down a journey. And then
Yes.
when you have to say no, because that's the only way to respect your own needs or your own desires, right? It can feel like it's too late when really you could have spoken up so much sooner if only you'd been aware
Yes.
what you really needed in that moment instead of being the people pleaser or being the I don't want to disturb the peace
Yeah.
person,
the
right?
presence.
Well, what happens if you didn't mind not disturbing the peace?
I think that's what a lot of people find difficulty with, upsetting other people. But then, like you said, choose your needs. You have to make other people uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, if it serves you without harming them. So we're not going out into the world to say, I'm going to be mean, I'm going to say no to you just because I can. That's a whole different thing, right?
No.
This is about respecting, first knowing what's right for you, right? Knowing your values and having conscious awareness of what makes you tick, what makes you happy, what does self-love look like to you. And that's all inner work. That's all sitting either with a coach or with yourself or reading books about it or self-educating to really understand what it is what makes you tick, what brings you joy, and what is unacceptable for you in your world. You know what's a really cool conversation, especially this time of year? Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Right? Anybody who has family or friends, even some friends will put pressure on you. Who are you spending Christmas with? Let's go.
Interesting story, like around boundaries and people trying to put in their boundaries as to exclude people from certain events. I've had that happen. My ex is trying to convey to her sister that I'm no longer welcome at their house for Christmas. And unfortunately, my kids go to that event, so I will be there. And there's some of the things that people try to do. They try to overrun different things, but I think it's important to hold your own values true in that space as well. And as we move into that Christmas period, understand that people are going to cross your path. You can try to belittle and bend the rules to suit your own narrative, or you can be accepting and understanding that, yeah, it's a special time of year. Ashley, do you have anything to say about this?
I've had to put a few extra boundaries up around Christmas. One year I actually did 3 Christmases and I cooked for 2 of them.
Wow.
All in one day.
All in one day.
Wow.
Oh, I love it.
So I
Jeez,
pre-cooked
girl.
a lot the day before, and yeah, we got to lunchtime and I'm never doing this again. And it was probably one of my first boundaries with my family. It was, you know what, we just need to pick one spot each year. If I can't make it, it's a day. There's lots of days in the year, we can pick another one. So what we ended up doing was every Christmas Eve we would spend with my dad, and then on Christmas Day we would alternate between my husband's family and the other side of my family. So it worked out pretty okay, but I do get to October and it's like I'm a big Christmas person, especially since my kids have come along, and I love it. I am the anti-Grinch, and my boundaries are very limited when it comes to Christmas cheer and what I won't say put up with, because other people would say putting up with. I've actually had my kids listening to Christmas carols all year round, and it's okay.
I'm with you. I love Christmas.
But yeah, there's boundaries for me is a massive one. Changed my life when I was in my early 20s and I went to go see a psychologist about some PTSD, and she introduced me to boundaries, and it's not anything that I'd ever heard before. And once I started doing the work and going, okay, what is this making me feel? What is happening around here to trigger this or do that? And I had to find where I stood and what I wanted instead of what everyone else expected of me or wanted from me, and go, no, this is where I end and that's where you start, and this is my comfort zone. And I had to rein in from a very wide comfort out of my comfort zone to actually find my comfort zone, which was not very far from me at all. And yeah, I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of people in my life doing that, and it was the best thing I ever did.
Yeah. Fair call. No, totally understandable.
Life changing.
Absolutely.
What they are, how they work, and then to start to grow to realize how to implement them. Like, these are my boundaries. If you don't respect them, we can't have a relationship.
Yeah.
Or the relationship stops here. I don't go further than this. It won't go further if you can't respect that boundary. And being able to have those conversations is really hard. But once you work out your I need and I want and I will put up with or I won't put up with, it's like a whole new world.
Absolutely. And I think boundaries can also help you with how you love as well. You know, it opens yourself up to love other things with those boundaries in place. It allows you to love more freely as well, because you know the security of what you've done for yourself can then open yourself up to love many more things, because you understand your own self-value.
It's big.
It is.
It's taken.
I think boundaries help you do love yourself better, and then you can love other people better.
It's the ultimate form of love, because you're protecting yourself, protecting what you hold dear.
This is big, guys. This really is. This will be blowing people's minds. You know, if people, I really hope that, like, if people are watching this and hearing it and something in it is tinging a little bell, right? Make sure to watch it again.
Yeah.
Because there's so many layers that are going on right now, and you're saying so much in a short space of time. This is really rich stuff. Once we understand this, it's like having the secret to your best life.
It's one of them anyway. One of the key values you can take out of your best life.
This is the real stuff.
Yeah.
It is.
Talk about let's getting real.
Very real.
I love what you said, David, about how it allows you to open up to loving more, to be, because, you know, I'll raise my hand. I'm guilty of having had a closed heart, and some days I still feel like I do have a closed heart. There's, you know, a big trust wall there, and you've got to meet all these criteria to get in, and, well, you know, it's a whole matrix thing, and I've got all kinds of rules around it. It's fabulous.
Yeah,
by the way.
it sounds like it.
It is. It's fascinating and intriguing and mysterious and all those crusty things. But the point is that if you know yourself well enough, you are able to articulate what you need, which is another way of saying having boundaries. Then you've trusted the environment you've created for yourself, and you've trusted that everybody who's in that environment is safe.
Yeah.
And the thing that closes my heart down a flash is not feeling safe. So if I've created a safe environment for myself in my world with the people that I've invited in, how can I not love? Because I'm safe.
Yes, you are.
Like what a safe is like. Maybe someone's watching and they don't know what's safe.
It's safe is different for everybody, right? My version of safe is different to your version of safe.
Absolutely. And that's a whole other topic. That really is
Safe.
around that type of becoming safe, becoming, unnerving, the whole topic of being free in your mind. That is a big topic to cover one day.
Conscious living.
Yeah, conscious living. It's a beautiful thing to do. Being able to be unrocked, being able to be unrockable.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
think it's not being rocked, but being able to
respond.
recognize
Nice.
what you're feeling, why
Yes.
it's happening, understand it before you then react.
Yes.
Then you can respond, because what you're responding to is actually how safe you feel, or how safe you're allowing yourself to feel.
Yes.
It's like you were saying before, you can have your boundaries so you don't end up in an unsafe environment, and you make sure that it's safe for you. But if you're safe within yourself, apart from obviously physically, because it's completely
Yeah.
out of control, but if you're safe with yourself in here, nothing can touch you. And I can't wait till I get there. Wait.
There is no way. I reckon we never get there. I
Oh, but if
reckon
we
once
aim-
we're there, there's more, then there's more, then there's more.
Yeah, there's always more, but you gotta keep doing self-love.
Yeah.
Ultimate self-love.
Shoot for the moon, and if you miss it, you land in the stars or something like that.
That's awesome.
Love
Check for the moon.
I end up
See
at
you on the
Saturn.
moon.
Man in the
Yeah.
stars.
There's this other interesting thing about boundaries. I love this conversation.
Mhm.
Can we go here? Just for a second?
Absolutely.
Okay. When our needs aren't met because we haven't expressed our needs to create boundaries. We haven't created our safe world.
Mhm.
We do things that we don't want to do, right? And then we have resentment.
Yeah.
Or if we do the things we don't want to do, no. If we do the things we don't want to do, we have resentment. If we don't do the things we don't want to do, what do we have? Guilt. Have you ever said no to something and still felt guilty about saying it? And then people say, "Oh,
I'm
I
sure.
can't
Yeah.
because I'll
Yeah. I'll
feel
put my hand.
guilty."
I'll put my hand up. I've certainly done that.
Yeah. So you'll say, "Oh, I can't do that because I'll feel guilty," or "I can't say that, I'll feel guilty." But guess what, guys? The flip side of guilt is resentment. You're going to either feel guilt or you're going to feel resentment. You choose. Which one do you want to feel?
Guilt doesn't last as long.
Guilt feels so much lighter.
Yeah.
And guilt changes, right? It, like you said, it doesn't last as long. Resentment is a rock. It's there. It's like holding a grudge. It just gets bigger and deeper and heavier.
Sinks to the bottom.
Oh my God, doesn't it? But if you just keep practicing doing the stuff that makes you feel guilty, guess what? I reckon the guilt you won't even notice guilt after a while.
Yeah.
I had a
Because,
bit
I
of
suppose
guilt.
it's healthy.
yeah, because it's a way of you controlling what you're doing and things like that. And if you're say, so one of these boundaries could be as simple as saying no to the guys that are going out drinking this weekend.
Sure.
And you saying, sorry guys, no, I'm going to look after my health now. That's a boundary that you've put in place, that you don't want to go out and do that with them.
Started the diet on Monday, and it's now Friday.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And so
I'm
that's a
gonna-
boundary you can put in place to go, hey guys, I'm not going out with you tonight. I'm trying to just concentrate on fixing up my life. And I've frozen, I've just realised. No, there we go.
We can see.
But yeah, so that's one thing you can do. Or ladies, same thing. Are you going to prioritise your health over going out for the weekend? Going out and partying up and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a big trigger. It's a big thing. You're going to get lots of stuff for it. Lots of stuff from me saying it. I don't mind. But it's challenging you to do something for yourself. Be there for yourself. Live a little bit healthier. Live a little bit better. Certainly a big takeaway.
Comes back to that. I can't think of the word for it now. But like I was saying last week about staying true to you and doing the things that you tell yourself you're going to do, and really just advocating for yourself, because you might have said to someone else that you're gonna, oh, yeah, sure, I'll go out, but then you had a bad day, or you had a bad week, or something's, gone on, and you're like, oh, I promised them that I go, I have to go. No,
No, you don't.
because what is it actually going to cost you, apart from a lot of money, because it's really expensive to go out these days? What else is it going to cost you if you do go?
Yes.
And what's the gratitude level? Like, you get gratitude that you're there for like a second. It's like, yeah, great, that was really fun, I'm glad you came. And then you feel terrible for a few days, or you don't go, you apologize, and I'm sure that if your friends are good friends, they won't actually really mind and will respect you for taking care of yourself.
And if they do care, it's time to get new friends. I'm sorry. Did I say that?
Boundaries.
Boundaries.
I got a lot of new friends.
How easy it is to make new friends when you're in a really cool space where you're loving your life and you're living your best life.
Yes.
Or you're on the path to doing it. How easy is it to make new friends?
Did Vicky just drop off?
She did. Oh no.
I found my husband because I had boundaries.
Oh, there she goes. She's back.
I think it is easy to make friends. Because
Absolutely.
when you're happier in yourself, then you are actually syncing with people who actually match your energy.
Absolutely.
Welcome back.
It's like
The internet did not like what I was saying right there.
clearly. But
Anyway,
it's
has been a great conversation, guys. I'm dipping out.
You're dipping
'cause,
out.
I've got some really cool plans for living my best life tonight.
Awesome.
So I'll catch up with you
So
next
much
Friday.
No
I love
worries.
this conversation. Keep it going.
Yeah.
Come
So-
back Friday.
Just on that, we're gonna just rock around. So being your authentic self, and doing that, and that allows those high vibration moments to actually become, and the people around you are vibing at that high vibration as well, and that's how you make those new friends, those higher friends, those ones that understand that you may not be perfect, but neither are we, but we're working on ourselves to obtain our higher purpose to help people.
And it's all about
In our case, that's what we want to do. So that's why we do these, try and help spread the word about different topics and educate people,
spread awareness,
spread awareness.
Spread the love.
spread the love and light.
Yeah. I think that about wraps us all up for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching.
Let's say goodbye.
Yes.
Ashley, where's the pom pom? We're gonna do the thing.
Oh, I don't have them. They're
Oh, no,
invisible today.
They're invisible
I'll have them
right
next
now.
week.
She left. Yay.
We're going to.
Thank you all for watching, and we'll
Thank
catch you
for
next
watching,
week.
guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.